Gone are the days when false promises can be made to sell the project. Because there is a serious remedy available, there is a very effective remedy available, and special courts have been established to provide speedy judgment. It's the entire thing is that you need to protect your investment and seek a promoter who is adhering to various laws. And the intention is one thing, but the regulation certainly should provide clearly what are the duties of parties under this transaction, because a lot of litigation has taken place, and this sector has seen a lot of value destruction also because of certain fly-by-night operators. So again, getting into RERA, what are the duties of promoter? So first and foremost, Section 3, I had already explained. The first duty of the promoter is to get the project registered with the regulatory authority, disclose the title to the land with a title certificate, including all encumbrances and all outgoings for property rates, etc., without which no certificate should be issued, will be issued under RERA. And the first offense is to sell project without registration. Then what is the second duty is to create a web page and display the project. This is Section 11(1). Then the other important duty is not to advertise or make offer for sale without registering the project, to make available certain documents at the time of booking and issue of allotment letter, to obtain completion certificate or occupation certificate, and to ensure veracity of advertisement. So if I have to look at the duties in a structured manner, the first duty starts with registering the project. The second duty is that the advertisement shall not claim something which is not present. And why this duty is to be kept in mind, because further down the road we'll see there is a Section 12 which provides rights to the allottees to withdraw from the project with interest and compensation in case there is a false statement in the advertisement. And therefore promoters have to be very careful in what brochures they make, what communication goes out. Gone are the days when false promises can be made to sell the project. Because there is a serious remedy available, there is a very effective remedy available, and special courts have been established to provide speedy judgment. Once a project is registered, advertisement is done, then the third duty of the promoter is to disclose these nuts and bolts of the project, which is the title of the project, the plan of the project, the construction status of the project, the encumbrance of the project. All these disclosures are very relevant. And any false statement in these disclosures can allow the home buyer to exit the project at certain stage. And therefore the promoters have to be very careful. A very prevalent practice in real estate is to accept 70, 80, 90% without executing any agreement. The motivation on both sides is sometimes to illegally save stamp duty. But ultimately, that is the root cause of all litigation many a times. So in Maharashtra, particularly, there is a law which preceded RERA and which is still in operation, is MOFA, which had said that a promoter cannot accept 20% or above without entering into an agreement for sale. The similar mechanism has also been introduced into RERA. The only difference being RERA is applicable all over India. And under section 13, it is very clear that no deposit exceeding 10% of cost of flat can be accepted without entering into an agreement for sale. The agreement for sale is defined. There is a model agreement which has to be adhered to by the parties. The other very important provision, which is a landmark provision in RERA, is how the cash flow of the project shall be utilized and how to safeguard the cash flow of the project. Earlier, the cash flow really was another cause of litigation, because in certain cases it was seen that the entire money was taken out of the project or never went into the project, and therefore the home buyers were left in lurch. This provision of RERA, which is also one of the provisions which we see in Western countries, is that 70% of the amount that is received from home buyers after deducting one's cost shall go into a separate bank account, section 4D of RERA. The banks cannot have access to this separate account. So home buyers have a right over this account, even over and above the bank. So this is a major regulatory change. The third important point is that the sanction plans and project specifications have to be disclosed at the time of sale, and these sanction plans have to be adhered to. What RERA states is that if there is a change in your apartment, then your permission has to be taken. But if there is a change in the building, if the building is altered, then permission of 2/3 of the allottees has to be taken. That is section 14. So there is a difference. If an apartment is modified, then a general 2/3 approval would not do. A specific approval of that particular home buyer has to be taken. So this is again major contention where home buyers, they had a lot of grievance that they were sold something, they were offered something halfway in the project and finally delivered something. Then further, the date of possession is a major contention between the home buyers and the promoters, and this is also a major cause of litigation. Projects have been lagging for years. RERA is very, very particular. Section 18 is actually one of the most fundamental sections of adjudication in RERA, which says that if the possession could not be delivered as per the time which was promised in the agreement for sale, or as the case may be, or as per the terms of the agreement for sale, then a home buyer has right to exit the project with interest and compensation. Another very important section is that compensation to allottee for loss due to defective title of the land. So if the title of the land is defective, then what is the recourse? Despite all precautions, sometimes we land up in a situation that we are owning a flat, but the title was defective. When we say title is defective, there are other claims on the land itself, and someone is saying that this land was not of the promoter and it was my land. How could he have built this project? So there is a provision for compensation. And further, there is a provision where there can be no charge which can be created on a flat without the permission of the flat holder after after an agreement for sale has been executed. So normally a project to be developed needs funds. The source of funds is of two types. One is equity, one is debt. So debt, so amount is borrowed from bankers to make construction. And
Okay.
that borrowed amount, the bankers would need certain security. So the project is mortgaged to the bankers as a collateral. So
Right.
what are the kinds of collateral promoter can offer? One, obviously, personal guarantee, other lands, money, but inside the project, they normally mortgage the development rights of the project.
Okay.
The entire development of the project is mortgaged. Now, many a times we see a situation where a person has a flat, he's living in the flat, purchased from a developer 5-7 years ago, and suddenly the bank, he comes to know that bank still has a mortgage on that flat, and that mortgage was never settled by the developer. So he suddenly finds out that he is living in a flat to which his ownership right is not perfect. There is a mortgage on this flat. And he cannot sell the flat till the mortgage is off. Nobody would buy if there is a charge on the flat. So what this provision of Act says, that once an agreement has been entered into, there can be no mortgage on this flat. No new mortgage can be created on this flat without the consent of the allottee. So
Right.
the procedure normally is that banks are also very careful that as soon as an agreement for, so they do not allow agreement for sale to happen without a NOC, without the promoter seeking an NOC of the bank. So it is to save a home buyer from a precarious situation where there is a charge on his flat without his knowledge, because your ownership rights will be substantially affected if there is a charge.